When Apple introduced this watch, it really took me by surprise. This is the Apple Watch Ultra, featuring the biggest ever display on an Apple Watch, the biggest ever battery on an Apple Watch, and the biggest ever price on an Apple Watch. Wait, no, we can't forget about that $10,000 gold Apple Watch. But still, the Apple Watch Ultra comes in at $799 or 849 pounds. This watch is not going to be for everyone, but if you want the biggest and baddest Apple Watch, well, this is the one to get. Let's unbox. Also, this year, I will be giving away this brand new iPhone 14. So if you guys want a chance to win, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment of your favorite feature of the Apple Watch Ultra. Then follow me on Instagram at Dion Schuddeboom, where I will announce the winner on October 16th. Alright, I am super excited to be unboxing the Apple Watch Ultra. Right away, it comes in very different packaging, as you can see, compared to other Apple Watches. The box has this more grainy texture, and the color is sort of a light gray. Like, it's not exactly white, which just sets it apart from the other Apple Watches, though I guess the price does that too, which again is $799 or 849 pounds. Now, compared to the other Apple Watches, the Ultra only comes in one model, and that is the 49mm version with a titanium case, which comes in the starlight color. And here we go, guys, folding open the packaging. I love the artworks, immediately showing the intended purpose with the mountains and the nature. Looks like we have a little book on top, so the Apple Watch branding over there. And then here we go. So we have all the different Apple Watches, as well as your instructions here for how to use it, tour of the device itself. This is really nice to see. Actually, this is probably the best set of instructions that I've seen in an Apple Watch so far. And then this looks like here in the back is your warranty information. Yep, there we go. Nice little folder there in the back. And here in the front, you can actually see the version that I got, which is the one with this really nice, bright orange Alpine look. But of course, let's put the book aside and look at the actual watch itself. So like with other Apple Watches, it looks like we have two boxes underneath. We got the band, and then we have the watch itself. So let's go ahead, move this off to the side. Really like the packaging here. And let's start with, of course, what matters most, and that is the Apple Watch itself. So we're going to go ahead and take off the little green pull tabs here. There's one, and there's two. So the Apple Watch Ultra comes in one size at a 49mm size, which is quite large, and comes in this sort of starlight-like color. As you can see, there it is. First, let's take a look over here. We have the Design by Apple in California. Cool, nice touch how they added the coordinates there of exactly where. I presume this is Apple's headquarters, I have to imagine. And then here is your charging cable. So this is the same charging puck that we've seen with other Apple Watches, although I do now see that this version is braided. Oh, that looks really good. I wish all Apple Watch chargers and the iPhone charger were actually braided as well, because this looks really nice and will definitely be more durable. Let's take a quick look at the puck here, make sure that there's nothing new there. And nope, that looks like the same version that you get with the Series 8 with the metal on the back. And then, of course, the matte plastic inside. But the braided, that's a really nice touch. Glad to see that. And then here it is, guys, the Apple Watch itself. Ooh, okay. So first impressions, definitely feels quite dense in the hand. I actually saw one other video about the watch, and the person said it was surprisingly light. Well, maybe for the size, but compared to other Apple Watches, not to mention my 41mm Series 8, it definitely has a little bit of weight here. But look at that. You can really feel the quality, the denseness of the material and the craftsmanship. You look at the super thin seams between the display, that 49 display, which is actually covered by a Sapphire Crystal, so this should be very scratch resistant. Then here we have the digital crown, which is now larger. And we have the side button, which is also more raised to make it more easy to access, say if you're wearing gloves, for example. And there we go, I've just brought it to life here. And then over on the other side, we have this bright orange action button. Now this is a customizable button that you can set to any task. The speaker grill, microphones all over the Apple Watch. And of course we have all the sensors going along on the inside here. And oh, this thing looks so cool. I'm actually gonna go ahead and set this up really quickly whilst we talk. So I'm just gonna bring my iPhone next to it here. I'm curious to see if the setup process will be any different with this Apple Watch compared to other versions. Oh, I've reached my pairing limit. Okay, 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I've just had to unpair one of the Apple Watches. These are the problems that you have as a tech YouTuber. Interesting, I never knew that there was a limit to how many Apple Watches you can have, but apparently that limit is 5. So anyway, I'm happy to sacrifice a Series 8 to make room for this beautiful Watch Ultra. It's really something else. Like the design right from the start, when they showed the pictures of it on stage, first I thought like, you know, you just don't associate this kind of design with Apple. It's too utilitarian, you know, like you expect the very minimalistic and seamless, but here it's the exact opposite. It emphasizes those ridges, those edges. The buttons are bigger, the display is huge, and there's no curves, you get this sharp edge going around the screen, and well, it's just big. And you know what, I kind of like that. It just perfectly fits what this watch is meant to do. So while we go ahead and let this do its thing here, let's go ahead and take a look at the band. Now there's a range of new bands that came with the Apple Watch Ultra, and this here is, now normally I go for a more understated color, but this time I decided to go big or go home, so I went for the extra secure bright orange Alpine Loop. I think the orange pairs perfectly with the color of the watch case, not to mention the accents there on the digital crown, as well as of course that side button. And well, you know, I am Dutch, so orange always has a special place in my heart. So let's go ahead and take this off here and open this up. Very nice presentation. Ooh, all right, it actually stopped me mid-sentence. That's how bright this is. Wow. All right, that is a really bright band. Go ahead and pull this out here. And I think that's it for the box. You got the instructions. There we go. We know how to attach the band. Look at that. Wow. Okay, right off the bat, first of all, definitely brighter than I thought. Like they call it bright orange, and well, it definitely is. I hope that comes across accurately on camera. And secondly, really light to the touch. You also have these little metal accents on the band, so it should be super durable. And that's really the whole point with these bands, is that this watch should never fall off. And this looks like a very sturdy band. So let's go ahead and put it on the watch here. I'm honestly not sure which side is which, but we're gonna slide it on like so. There we go. So I love how Apple have actually kept the watch band mechanism the same. So technically speaking, this band could work on a Series 8, and you could put your sports band on the Ultra if you'd want to. So let's go ahead and slide this in here. There we go. And then we'll undo this buckle. Yeah, and that allows us then to resize the band. So let's see, let's put it over here. So normally I actually wear my watches on my right wrist, as I am left-handed. Oh yeah, and I think the watch has detected that, so it's already put it upside down, but that's okay. We're just gonna put it on here for looks. That's a pretty good size. And then slide this back in like so. I think I could go one tighter, actually. Let's go one tighter. I don't want it to fall off here. These are very dangerous conditions here on set. There we go. Yeah, oh, that's the perfect size right there. Look at that. So I've recently actually shot a size comparison video between the two sizes of the Series 8, and in that I mentioned my wrist size. So in terms of diameter, I have 6-inch wrists, or 155 millimeter. So that should give you an idea of what the Watch Ultra looks like on my wrist. It is big, but you know, with a design like this, it's meant to be big. Like this watch, I don't think it would look as good if it were as small as, say, the 41 millimeter Series 8, which has this much more rounded, sleek design. This here is a fashion statement. This is really a bold piece with the colors, the big buttons, and of course that sharp, flat display. This has to be a little bit big, and I think for that, this actually looks really quite cool on the wrist. What do you guys think? But to tell you a little bit more about the features, the Apple Watch Ultra is water resistant for up to 100 meters, and it is also EN 13319 certified. Now, what does that mean? I honestly have no idea, but I do know that this is basically a fully featured dive computer right on the wrist. It also has IPX6X dust resistance, an always-on display that gets up to 2000 nits of brightness, so this should make it easily visible in any light. In fact, I can already see my Series 8 in any light, so this here should just be blinding, which is always great. So we also, of course, have that customizable side button, which again will allow you to start a dive, set a waypoint, or will activate the flashlight. And then we also have louder speakers, which can now emit a siren at a sound of up to 86 decibels. So this is really great if you are stuck somewhere or lost, to alert others. You also have your standard fall detection, crash detection, and of course you can track your heart rate zones, ECG, blood oxygen. All the standard Apple Watch features and safety and health features are here, but they're just taken to that next level and made even better. All right, so it seems that there was an issue with my setup, so we're gonna go ahead and continue and try this again. All right, so we are back to syncing the Apple Watch now. Just while it does this, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my right wrist, as that for me is the right wrist to wear a watch. Just do a quick size comparison here between the Series 8. Now, of course, I do have the smaller 41mm version, but I'm still interested to see just how these two pair side by side. Here you can see how to remove this band, so definitely a little bit different. Not as easy, of course, as say the sports band or the loop bands, but at the same time, this is not meant to be. This is meant to be put on and stay on and not come off your wrist. And well, based on the look and the feel of this buckle, that is not happening without you wanting it. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here side by side. Now again, this is the smaller version of the Series 8, so this should emphasize the difference in size even more. And look at the size difference here on the side. The digital crown, I would say it's almost twice as big on the Ultra. And then the side button is a little bit bigger, but it's more pronounced as well. Whereas on the Series 8, it sits flush with the case of the band. Here on the Ultra, it is much more pronounced. You can feel it with your eyes closed to easily find and press it, say even if you can't see it at night. On the other side, of course, we have a small speaker cutout on the Series 8, and here we have that massive grille, and of course also the different microphone ports, as the Ultra will actually have a 3-mic array, and this should make you very audible even in like stormy and windy conditions. So let's go ahead. Yes, device added to accounts, that's a good sign. I'm not sure why the previous setup didn't go through, but that's okay. I'm gonna try it again here. And let's put this on one more time here, this time on the right wrist. I'm curious to see how this feels. All right, so you kind of pull this through to tighten it. I have to find out which loop. Let's see, is that good? I'd say that's pretty good size right there. And that slides through. So I must say, doing this a few times now, every time I do it, it's becoming a little bit more easier to do. It kind of becomes muscle memory after a while. So, oh, here we go. We have an option on screen. Let's take a look. Enable zoom. Sure, let's do that. And zoom enabled, okay? Okay, so we're just gonna let it set up here. I'm gonna give you some more shots here of what it looks like on the wrist. Look how big that is compared to the normal Series 8. But again, as I said before, this design, it looks good because it's meant to be big. It's got that tough, bulky look. This wouldn't look good as a nice, elegant, smaller sort of luxury timepiece. This here is a statement. This is a tool watch, and for that, I think this design perfectly suits that purpose. So here we go. The setup is finally complete. We'll go ahead and do continue here. Take a look at our list. Hopefully, we should now see. There it is, guys. Dion's Apple Watch Ultra, titanium, 49mm. Let's see if we can have a look at those new watch faces here. I just want to give you guys a quick glimpse. There's the first one, Wayfinder. So let's go ahead and add that here and just show you what that looks like. So here we go. This is one of the new watch faces. This here is the Wayfinder. And as usual, we can just scroll through our different watch faces. Much bigger screen. Things look so good and bright. And here's the actual home screen here. These icons are huge. Let's go into settings here. Curious to see how big these menus are. The digital crown feels really smooth to the touch. I feel like the haptic feedbacks are also a little bit stronger on this watch compared to the Series 8, which would make sense because you'd probably have more layers on, so you want that to come through extra strong. One thing I did immediately notice is the clicking of the digital crown. It's a little bit softer than I would have liked. I would have preferred a slightly more clicky click. In fact, if I compare it, yeah, you guys can hear it. If I click this, you could probably hear that. And then if I click this, you can't hear that. Let me just bring that up to my mic real quick. So here's the Series 8. And here's the Apple Watch Ultra. So it's interesting. It has a slightly dampened click. I would actually expect the opposite, considering that you want that tactile feedback. Ooh, the side button though, that is a nice click. So as a full-time tech content creator, I don't spend much time diving or climbing mountains. In fact, the biggest climb I've done recently is having to take the stairs because the elevator broke down. So the question is, why did I get the Watch Ultra? Well, first, of course, I want to cover it. As a tech content creator, I want to share with you what it's like to use as a watch every day, talk about the pros and cons, and of course, all of the unique features that it brings. But then secondly, having all of this capability and power in this watch is really quite appealing. Even if someone like I may never push it to its limits, it's that same factor that makes this watch stand out. In the meantime, let me know if you have any questions at all about the Apple Watch Ultra, or if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to cover in my upcoming review. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this. Take care.